Hey guys, what's up? Hopefully I can finish the 1.8 swap today. There's still a lot of work which I need to do. I already mounted the diff and some other things because yeah, the stuff under the car is very boring and you guys want to see what is required to do the 1.8 swap and not your typical engine swap. So let's do the final things like the drive shaft and stuff like that under the car, and then it's onto the engine and get it running. Thankfully Giel has a broken diff, so I took his housing and put my diff in his housing. This will come out quite easy, just smack it with a hammer. But before you do that, take out these things and then you're all set. Drive shaft's in here. Now attach it to differential and yeah, exhaust will come later on. Then we can attach the speedometer cable, these wires, plug all of these sensors under the car, and then finally it's stuff which you can do above the car. I've noticed that this sensor here is located on the other side as on the 1.6. On the 1.6 it's here, 1.8 is here. So I need to extend this wire, not too difficult. The alternator on a 1.8 has a bigger hole than this 6mm. You need to make this an 8mm and then it will fit. The previous owner of the engine who sold it to me was kind enough to give me the wiring loom. He just cut it up and gave it to me. So I'm going to alter these cables and make them fit on the 1.6 harness. And on the Flyin Miata I found the function of all the wires, so I know what needs to go where. And I will see, this is probably not going to work if this idle sensor is going to work with the wiring of the 1.6 idling. Here in the back, this one is extended quite a bit. And here in the front I taped them up. Yes, why the hell would you use green tape? I know, I haven't got black tape, so I'm using a green one. This sensor needs to go on here, on the power steering. And this one needs to go here on this sensor, but there is no sensor. So what you can do is either say fuck it and let your car overheat. Or the other thing that you can do is cut this up, pull a wire to your interior, hook it up to a switch, hook the switch up to ground. And the next problem occurred. I need to get rid of this box because it's going against this fan here. Or the other thing that you can do is remove this entire shroud here. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to remove this thing here. It will hold up fine with 3 of these attached. Well, now it should fit quite nice. And yeah, some may hate that I do this, but I don't care. Yes, this will fit properly. Perfect. Well guys, I installed the radiator, no coolant in it. Exhaust still needs to be fitted on the bottom. Furthermore, all the wires are attached. I took off the idle control valve because it made a very strange sound when I turned on the ignition, so I'm not going to use that. Yeah, the firing order is the same as the 1.6. At least that's what the manual says, so I hope it is. And this is gonna make a terrible noise, but let's start her up and hear if she will run. So this is going to be the first start. Hopefully she runs. And as you can hear, she fires up immediately. I'm very thrilled. As you can see, big smile on my face. Yeah, this was all worth it. Took me quite long to fit it because I started at 10 in the morning and now it's like 8 o'clock in the evening, but she runs. So yeah, now it's time to install the exhaust, all the other things, coolant, Yeah, and when the coolant is installed, exhaust installed, gearbox fluid is in, I'm done and I can do some mad skits, because of course the first thing you want to do when you have your 1.8 installed is do a massive burnout or do some drifting, because you have 15 horsepower more and 20 Nm of torque. So yeah. So let's continue on installing all the other parts. The old O2 sensor needed some motivation again with the angle grinder. Worked perfect, just release some stress, but the thread was ruined completely by the previous owner probably, or it was just ruined because it's so old. The 1.6 O2 sensor is in on its last threads, but it's in the new downpipe. So yeah, it's time to install the downpipe and then the catalytic converter, rear section, and put all the fluids in the car, and then I'm done, finally. Around half an hour or 45 minutes later, the exhaust is under the car, as you can see, all bolted up. The coolant is in, now it's time for the gearbox oil back in place, and now all the fluids are in. So, well, let's check how fast she starts. This is way better than before. I don't even have to press down the accelerator pedal. And she runs perfect. Guess with which car I'm driving home? With Jess or the Miata? Well, of course the Miata. Probably not going to do burnouts because it's 11 o'clock in the evening. So almost midnight and I want to come home safely. But I'm definitely gonna see if there's more power available. So a quick recap of all the parts you need. The 1.8 engine with all the accessories, get the alternator, get the exhaust, preferably from the headers to the cat. Get yourself a 1.8 throttle cable to make things a lot easier. Get yourself the wiring harness on the throttle body from the 1.8. You can cut it and then make it fit on the 1.6. It's really easy. Well guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe because I'm posting weekly updates on my Miata and on my friends' cars. So make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.